Today, we have the top 10 wingers in all of FC, but there's a twist. I'm joined by Andy, also known as AJ3, and we're going to be going back and forth. Welcome, of course, to Pick 10, where the rules are simple. We have alternating picks. You cannot repeat players, and we have two budgets within 250,000 coins, and then expensive is unlimited, and there will be no icons with our winger selection. Are you ready?
I'm very ready. I am ready to plead the case for some of my favorite cards on this game.
Do you have a notepad out? How did you do this?
I've got a squad set up on foot.gg with 5 expensive, 5 cheap, and a couple of subs just in case you steal my players.
Good. You're going to need those, maybe.
I don't know, my cheap ones are out there. I'd be surprised if you pick some of these.
I respect that more than you know, actually. I love when people come on and they make selections, not just based on ratings or newspaper numbers, but players they actually use for and put in work in the club. And to get things started, the guest gets to lead us off. Start with your cheap options, and we'll get right into this.
Okay, I'm going to tactically pick a cheap option that I think you might also pick, and I'm going to save my crazy picks till the end because they're safe. I'm going to go in with Team of the Season, 89,000 coins, 2.5 playstyle pluses, Jadon Sancho.
Okay, he was on my list.
This man has a nickname on my Twitch stream that could potentially get you demonetized, and it actually relates to my one of my other picks.
Okay, you're gonna wait. I understand. You're gonna wait.
Maybe when we get to it. I feel like I've done this completely wrong. Can I give you 2 at once, Mike? Because these... I called you Mick then. That was really weird. Mick LaBelle. Has anyone ever called you Mick ever?
I'll take the rebrand. I'm telling you, my parents and your parents took no risk. Andy, Michael, very safe name choices. We're never gonna lose a job. Not that it matters. We went into YouTube, so here we are. So you're trying to change the rules to get 2 at once. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, they're very, very, very related, I promise.
All right, come on.
Claudia Pina. Queen Claudia from My Road to Glory.
Great SBC.
She can play left wing. I would advise playing her cam. However, she's got the best finesse shots on this entire game. She has 5-star weak foot, and she's got finesse plus. But there is something about her that just makes her do finesse shots better than everyone else, and it just whips out of her feet like nothing. So fast, it's crazy. And we've come to a new little bit of a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, Mike, right? Is that it's actually flair that makes the finesse shots so good, because Sancho has been christened Claudia.
Great. So you think Sancho's on board with Pina in terms of the finesse shots?
He can't do it with the 5-star weak foot, unfortunately, because he only has 4, so he can't do it with both feet. But if you get him on his strong foot, bang that finesse shot, it whips out of his foot, like out of Claudia Pina. So I've put 2 in there. I'm sorry. We've gone for a sort of ABBA format, but we've done BB instead of
I'm not mad at it. You come on, you change the rules. At least as long as I get 2 choices back to back, I'm happy days with how you set this up. I've used both those players. Sancho was fun. Used him over the course of a weekend league. I think Pina is one of the most underrated SBCs from the game.
Best.
Yeah.
Queen Claudia. That's literally a name. Queen Claudia.
Trying to think how I want to best match you. I know that you gamify everything because that's sort of what your channel is all about. So I've got to think cleverly who I need up top and who I don't think you're going to choose. I want to think like you. So my first selection, I'm going to go Team of the Season. I think that he isn't a hidden gem maybe, but he slept on, so maybe he falls into that category. I love this new Zaha. And technically, you could Evo him as well. Super affordable, a little bit of an off league now, but pinged pass, whip pass, quick step, and 99 pace, even though it might be a little fugazi, but Zaha's got to be there for me. I don't know if he was on your list.
He was on my bench as a potential second option if you picked some of mine.
I'm going to double dip, and it's a little bit of a risky, I call it a slider choice. You can say no. I think he's going to come in about 270,000 coins as we're recording.
You got to
might even get
them.
a little cheaper. Yeah, I'm just if you give me the green light, I'll throw it out there. If not,
yeah, just snipe one. It's fine.
Okay.
Get it on
Thank
bid
you.
when the servers go down, which is all the time.
I'm going with Nani, the double 5-star, really easy with a lot of the dribbling, kind of a resurgence, as a revitalization. I don't know if this is the last amazing item we'll get from Nani. Surely he's going to retire soon. I don't know that he'll be in a conversation for an icon, maybe for a hero. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I really enjoy this brand new Nani item. Would highly recommend.
Also, you've picked both of the players that are in my subs for potential picks if you stole my other picks. So great minds think mostly alike, I guess. He's really good. I used him with Balotelli, who gets a club link to him. And
Same.
Balotelli's mental as well, you know. They're both so good.
Did you ever use the 86 Balotelli before, obviously, the Team of the Season?
With 99 dribbling, and he does skill moves like the ball stuck to his foot.
What an item. Unreal. For that size. It was almost... the first proper introduction of someone who is 6'3". I think he's been growing. I think he's almost 6'4" in this game. I don't know how that happened. I swear he keeps getting a little bit taller. But it was one of the first introductions of a tall player that had the ability to just left stick dribble.
By against the game, it was probably broken.
Yeah, why'd they give him Relentless, by the way? Of all the play styles,
It's like giving Insigne aerial.
it doesn't make any sense. Out of every play style we have available, I would even give him probably defensive play styles, like a slide tackle or something. He's got a few red cards in his career path before giving him Relentless, where he's just never tired. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Anyway, good
Midway
choice.
point.
Nani is good. Nani is good.
Midway point. Where are you taking us? All right, is it a single choice, by the way?
Well, should we go single now? Sorry, I broke the rules, didn't I? Let's go back to the rules. I'm going to go for a duck. It's Mallard.
She's good. She's good.
Now, I think I've only ever used this card once myself. However, I have played against her so much. And especially when she gets subbed on, she's so annoying to play against. And then again, she's got finesse. She's only got normal finesse, not finesse plus, but she has flair plus, which, like I said, I don't even really count as a proper play style, but she's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, the market's shifting dramatically. I'd actually love to know what the comment section feels about the flair characteristic, trait, play style, and how that actually impacts potentially other factors. Because sometimes EA adds different features to a game, the description doesn't match what actually happens. I think we've both lived through many years of this, and it doesn't always make sense. So you went with the super sub option. I want to match you. This is why I like to have some versatility in the picks. I was so surprised because I didn't think that Adeyemi was really going to work for me.
Oh, he's so bad.
Oh, I love him. I love him. I was so surprised by this item with the quick step and the finesse shot and the acrobatic. First game, I scored 7 goals with him. Second game, I scored another 5 or 6. I'm just saying,
What,
maybe
and then did you stop playing squad battles?
Hey, it was online, bro. I'm not saying he should be, but if you're bringing him off the bench, he'll change a game for you, my opinion. And I'm just trying to match some of your choices. Someone that I really like. If you don't like him, that's fine. He does not have the 5-star skills. He does not have the 5-star weak foot.
Okay, fair enough. I'll allow it. I mean, it's your series, but I'll allow it. I'm going to come at you with a bit of an older card.
Okay.
One that I still really like. One that I think, as the meta has shifted, he has shifted more and more into the meta. Diogo Jota, foot birthday.
Wow.
And now this is one again where you're going to have to snipe it, unfortunately, or get it on a bid on a server outage, because he is technically 278k.
But maybe you snipe him for a lot less.
He was 244 at midday when I made this list. Wink, wink.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
And he does average about 250. This man has got 2 very good playstyle pluses, which are playstyle pluses that some of the best strikers on this game have. And this guy can play left wing, and you can play him left wing, and you can play him left wing and then move him into centre forward for the backstick crosses, or you can play him left wing and just run down the line, because he's got rapid plus and he's got aerial plus. He's basically budget Haaland, because he's got 5-star as well, which Haaland misses out on.
What? Holland? The size.
He's
the
also got power
size.
shot.
There's a huge discrepancy.
Nah, but if you've used some of the female centre-backs, Mike, who've got area plus, like Steph Horton, for example, or Millie Bright's team of the season, team of the year, it's as if the game, it doesn't care how tall they are. It just does a calculation of who's going to win this header. And it goes, oh, well, they've got area plus, so they're going to win this header. And then it just presents you an animation of them winning the header. I've had instances where I'm got like a 6'4" striker stood next to Steph Horton, and you go, well, he's literally taller than she can jump anyway. And the game goes, nope. Oh, he's also my football friend. I did a squabble the showdown with Diogo Jota.
You know, fun fact for anyone who doesn't know, he is phenomenal at FC or at previous FIFA installments. Probably the best, I think it's safe to say, pro athlete that plays the game. I think that's a fair statement.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He qualified for competitive tournaments and events.
But yeah, Jota, good on the game, good at the game. This card's class. Would recommend.
All right. I want to throw it back too then. We're going to throw it way back. I'm going with Hansen, but I want her 91. It was I think it was a Trailblazer item, so I'm not going after the informs.
Yeah, the one with finesse.
Yeah, that was, when that item came out, I saw her every weekend for months to come, and she was phenomenal.
Well, finesses were broken then as well, weren't they? They hadn't nerfed them yet.
And she had the Travella, she's hidden those. I also don't think she followed the rules. Again, like, we could read through the stats and talk about these numbers and those numbers, but her performance, she just had it. That extra factor. There was some juice that was left to be squeezing. You know what I'm talking about. Players that just make a difference. Every weekend, I noticed her. I didn't like it. Caused rage quits. And if we're going to throw it back rerun some of the years. I think Hansen has to be there, but I want the 91, not the N4.
Neve Charles.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a rogue one, isn't it? Now, she can play left back, which is her default, left wing back, which makes sense. And then she can play left wing and right wing, which is just completely mental. How can someone be a left back and a right wing? I don't know. But 94 pace, 93 passing, 90 dribbling, 90 defending, and an 81 shooting and 83 physical. I would start her at left wing in my team, and then I'd change it with custom and tactics. She offers you so much flexibility for squad building by being able to utilize them left wing and right wing positions. Unbelievable. Talking about aura, right? All of the new team of the season cards and all the ones with multiple playstyle pluses, especially multiple playstyle pluses that are actually good, such as intercept, whipped pass, jockey.
I believe that jockey is one of the most underrated playstyle pluses that you can have.
Correct.
But it's just more responsive. I don't know if you feel that way, but
yeah, it's really good. I think so much of this game, as I've come to realize, this makes it make so much more sense, where you've got to understand that at the end of the day, this is just code in a file, in the same way as Windows or lovely little human-friendly user face for a crap load of ones and zeros that are running in the processor. Once you start to realize that about foot, makes it make so much more sense. So when she's got intercept and somebody tries to do a pass, the game goes, she's going to intercept that, and the player just passes it to her. And it's so stupid and it's so broken and it's so annoying. But when it's on your team, it's class because it just makes the opponents not be able to pass.
And to your point, it doesn't make logical sense. You ever see a pass and you're like, why did that not go through? Or sometimes it does go through. It could be the difference of just having certain passing play styles, not because of a better or worse read one way or the other.
And when that's a play style on the person doing it, it makes more sense, doesn't it, intuitively to you? But I think we often forget that it's basically a dance. It takes two to tango. It's a combination of all of the stuff that's going on the pitch. So when the defender has a playstyle plus that is going to make them better at intercepting, it shouldn't make any difference if your attacker just perfectly threw balls it around them anyway, what playstyles they've got, because they shouldn't just be able to get it in general.
And also defending this year in particular is so assisted that when you add this into the equation, it's kind of wild. I've got a few different choices here. I've got some players I really like. I've got some throwback options. I've got another slider choice. It would be great to have here. I don't want to win via, maybe I'll just give him a shout out later.
Give me names.
You want a name?
Give me names, I'll check.
Mane at a 93 for 280 is a steal. I think the weak foot's the cheaper one.
You could pick him up for 250 about a week ago.
So we were recording this last week, you see, and he was 250,000 coins as we were recording. I just think he deserves a mention, and if anything, he's going to get cheaper. He's going to get more affordable as better and better items are introduced. So that's kind of my stance on that. If you give it to me, I'll take him.
You can have him. I'll allow it.
I think you had one slider. I had a couple. You changed the whole rules to the game. You took two players at once. So those are our cheap selections. Let's get into the big dogs. And I will remind everyone, you cannot repeat players. So that could come into play here. You've got unlimited budget. Where are you taking us? I think there's one place you have to take us.
Mbappe?
Yeah, that's right.
He's just broken, to be completely honest with you. He just has the aura. There's just something about him. Cover star powers, unique body type, whatever it is. When EA do them little calculations, is this shot going to go in or not? Let's present an animation. Bloody well does, because it's Mbappe. His gold card is still 500k nearly. That is astonishing. His team of the season is completely extinct at 15 mil. Whatever version of Mbappe you want to go for. I, unfortunately, have not had, I don't think many people have had the pleasure of using the team of the season one. I've used the team of the year one on loan. It's stupid. I didn't do the player of the month, which in hindsight, I do regret not doing the first one because it was obscenely expensive, but it was actually really easy to get fodder this year. And I don't think we realized how easy it was going to be to get fodder at that time. But honestly, even just buying the normal gold one, it's just cheating. And he's a rare gold card, and it's almost June.
I'm still using the Gold Mbappe, who I also packed, more or less as a super sub, but what a substitute to have. And just to echo your statements, I don't think we've seen a more disruptive item ever from start to finish in a game cycle. It's actually ridiculous.
He's crazy.
Good return of investment there. Maybe not the high-end guys that you took, but if you've got a budget like that, you've obviously done some investing this year. And by investing, I mean you've put some money into the game, some serious amounts of money. I think the next choice when I go through selections here, I think you got to take Messi. Messi can play out wide. We also had the chance to get well acquainted with his team of the year. I'd still take the team of the season. Now you get the 5-star weak foot. You've got an extra play style. I still believe he's got the best finesse shots in the game. Again, to your point, even with Queen Claudia, he's a unique body type. He's small. He's nimble. It just releases off his foot a little bit quicker. And I even think goalkeepers sometimes scoot out of the way. When it comes to Messi, cutting inside and unleashing that finesse shot, it just feels a little bit different. So I think Messi's got to be there.
The aura. Did you get the team of the year Messi?
I was unfortunately not home, and by the time I got to getting invested, I was no longer lucky apparently. But I didn't get him as the free RS. Shout out to all of you that did.
I am jealous though. He can play right wing, Connie. The team of the season actually can't play on the wing.
Oh, is that true? Well, then I'll have to date back. I'm breaking my own rules. I'm getting stat checked.
5.7 mil. No finesse plus, but still real good.
Ah, you're right. So I would like to correct my choice, please, and I'll take the team of the year. I'm still taking Messi, and now you have the 5-star skills instead of the weak foot. We'll take that trade. And to your point, it's crazy. What would his real price be? Because I think his price is adjusted because of so many people having him.
I don't know if that many people have him. I know EA put out that 0.7%.
No, but that was
BS. They're definitely using the most loose term for users, like somebody who's accidentally clicked on Ultimate Team once instead of clicking on career mode. They're definitely including them. In fact, they might be including everyone who's ever bought the game. Never mind people who haven't even played Ultimate Team. So they've 100%. But
give me a percentage. Let's play.
I think I've played against him 3 times.
No chance.
Honest to God,
bro. I see him every weekend since that happened. No, all the time.
Really?
All the time. I've probably played against that Messi. I'm not exaggerating. 500 different matches at least.
I can't remember the last time I played against him.
I'd even go as far as saying that 20 or 25% of regular Ultimate Team players I think have.
Are you talking Div Rivals? Because I don't play Div Rivals.
Nah, Foot Champs. He's there all day. Every squad. Maybe everybody in America got hooked up. I
was going to say, is this an NA thing? Because the Mbappe glitch thing is probably going to impact you guys way worse than us, because you had to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to finish your Foot Champs in Europe to get that Mbappe, whereas it's daytime in America.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have finished their games. People here, the grinders aren't playing in the morning. You get me? Like, they're not, that means you're not going to work if you're grinding through the game. I actually think the other way on that, where it's probably more likely that the Europeans were able to complete.
Oh, you reckon the European super nerds who are playing until 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. That's when the sweats come out. 10 p.m. vampire time. You want to see the rats? They're crawling, right? Ninja Turtle style.
I mean, I'll see. I didn't play Foot Champs this week because the servers are broken, but we'll see next week, I guess, if the Mbappes are running riot. Speaking of Dembélés.
Okay, I see what you did there.
I'm not going to put him in.
Okay.
I'm going to go Mo Salah.
Oh, you're not going Dembele. You're going Mo Salah. Got it. Okay, that was a good switch up from you.
I got Red Salah, and he's really, 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 really good. He has the aura. You just run towards a defender, and the defender does the most perfectly timed tackle you've ever seen, and you just run through the defender with the ball, and you then score a finesse shot. It is stupid.
I agree with you. Salah from the jump has been just disrespecting me. And he has that Messi capability as well, where you know what's coming, but you can't necessarily stop it. He's had a bunch of upgrades. There's been SBCs, there's been informs. And then again, you pick your poison with these. If you want a weak foot or you want the skill moves. I feel like as the game shifted, the priority also shifted on which was more important between those, because at certain points of the game, I believe skills were clearly what you wanted. And then
they did that update where when you get the ball, your opponent's team, all of them run and stand in the box so you don't concede a cutback. Now it's weak foot, so you can just smash a finesse.
Correct. That's what I was going to say. We saw like a complete overhaul in terms of priority, which is kind of nice actually for the foot birthday items, because at least you have the choice. Threw me off. That was my next choice. I'm going to take this in a completely different direction. Maybe the best track record outside of potentially Mbappe. He's right there, right next to him. We're going with the 92 Ginola, who I hope can play out wide.
I've got Ginola on the bench.
Yeah, I hope he can play out wide, because I couldn't believe that. You caught me. You caught me on the last one. I was like, ooh, I'm trying to slide something in here. But
well, I've got the triple threat on my road to glory, and he can definitely play left wing, left mid.
He's brilliant. There's 5-star, 5-star. Again, has that something extra. He's had it. He's kind of terrifying to go up against. When you're going into a match and you load up and Ginola's in your opponent's team, you know what kind of game you're about to sit through. You know what you're going to have to deal with.
Problemos.
Yeah. Any of the attacking positions, he's phenomenal. You could make an argument for most versatile, because you can play him on either wing. You can play him, of course, up front. I've used him as a cam. I've used him as a center forward and a false nine. Just a floating attacking player, an attacking role. He's got the juice. He's just one of those players that definitely sends a message. You just know what's happening. So I want him off the board. I can't allow you to take him early. So I might have jumped ahead here, but I'm getting Ginola, second choice. Lock it in.
Ooh, which one are you less likely to pick? I'm going to go Rolfo. One of, if not the best SBCs on this game, FC Rolfo. She's got every single upgrade. She has got pinged pass plus, which was very, very, very good. And then they buffed it. She could do everything. She's class. One of the best cards on this game. It's crazy to me that people comment on my Road to Glory saying that what are you doing still using Rolfo in May?
Oh, no. They don't know.
Yeah.
They're unaware. Yeah. My counter argument here is that I don't think her best position is as a winger.
Sure, I'll accept that. Yeah.
You know, when you're doing this in the comments and you're considering who's done better here, Rolfo, fantastic, but I prefer as a fullback. I would prefer as a center mid compared to being a wing option. Just where I'm going to leave us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Someone that's got a huge upgrade, and she can play as a striker, play as a winger. We talked about her in the striker video. I think I got to get her off the board, though. Really good with the expression, can hold somebody off. Maybe a little bulky, though, for a winger. Actually, I'm going to change my choice. I'm changing my choice.
Ooh, he's talked himself out of it, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't realize this was a competition.
You took Dembele away. You put him out there. You took him away. So now it feels like you stole the fire of Dembele. I don't know that he's been the best Dembele ever this year. This upgrade, though, it changes the item in my opinion. So I'll take Dembele, even though I'm not happy how you did that. You built him, and then you took Mo Salah. Gives you the 5-star. He doesn't know if he's left-footed or right-footed. You know the ordeal if you've ever seen some of the clips in the interviews. I'll take him at the midway point. I think it's a good choice.
How have you used them?
The new Dembele?
Yeah.
I've gone up against him.
Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Vote Andy.
Are you going to call him a fraud?
Players that I've used myself.
Okay.
So I'm going to jump in with a man who I've used 2 of his cards. Both of them very good. Both of them for different reasons. Young Min Son. So I packed his foot birthday on my content account. Quick step, power shot, 600k, 5-star. And I then got his team of the season, red and blue, on my Road to Glory. Very, very annoying, to be fair, because then I would have picked a different red if I knew that was going to happen. But he has slightly different playstyles. He's got finesse and press proven, and then a non-existent playstyle plus chip shot, which is slanderous. So many good playstyles: quick step, technical, first touch. 1 million coins he costs now, and I think if he had a third actual playstyle plus, I think this card would be in the range of like 3 mil, like Salah. Can you tell her like finesse shots, Mike?
You made that clear, crystal. In fact, when we go over the play styles, I'm okay with your choice. I think Son also falls into a category of being a better striker for me than a winger. Just all of his versions, I've always felt that he was much better centrally located than out wide. That's where I stand. And it does leave the door open for someone that I think is better than Son as a striker and better than Son as a winger. But I don't think we anticipated being a 97 overall. We're going to take Lauren James. That's got Lauren James. I think beats Son in both categories. You get the double 5-star. She's built. I will say that she's built, but if you're good with the skill moves, I think she has Trickster, which is nice. She give you the boost. She also has your beloved finesse shot. She's keeping that. I guess you could say the same for Son with both feet, but I think she's better than Son across the board, and I'll stand by that. And I have used her.
Fair enough. I'll allow it. She is 3.5 mil, despite only having 2.5 playstyle pluses, which I guess does speak to how good she is.
You don't like Trickster either? It's a half star?
Yeah, Trickster's off a playstyle in it.
But I think you make the same argument with Trickster that I would make with Flair.
Nah, Trickster's better than Flair.
They look better, though. I think that the skill moves and some of the execution just look better, even on regular skills. I don't make the rules. Just, I'm throwing it out there. I'm putting it, maybe a little placebo, as you stated earlier. That's fine. You got one choice left. You got to make it count.
I do. As I said, I'm picking players that I've used. I'm giving the people knowledge.
I feel like you're taking shots.
I am. I didn't realize this was a competition, and Mike's gone and picked Adeyemi.
What's wrong with Adeyemi? I like Adeyemi.
Mike LaBelle knew what he was talking about, mate. Mick LaBelle hasn't got a clue.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Who's your last selection? Where are you closing us out?
I'm going team of the season Coman. Team of the season Moments he is. Or if you make team of the season Foot Champs.
I hate him. I think he's trash.
No.
I used him.
You hate playing against him because he's so good.
I legitimately played 7 games, sold him. Maybe he might not even got 6 or 7 games. And I said, nope, he's not it. Does not have the juice. Fraudulent activity.
So the thing I always say is you need at least 8 games before you can judge a player.
You love that one. You set that one up nicely.
5-star. Rapid, whipped pass. We all know what the meta is nowadays with Drogba and Haaland and all that rubbish. Sprint down the line, whip it in. He's got relentless, so you won't get tired from sprinting down the line.
You're not going to sell me on Coman, I promise you. It ain't happening.
Come on.
I didn't like him at all. I thought that I would. I thought this was going to be the item that got past the fraud. Some people make the same case for Dembele this year, right? I think Dembele got a bad rap there with some of the finishing at some points. He just wasn't as maybe overpowered as some of his previous years. Whenever there was a new Dembele or a Mendy, you knew that this was must pick up. He was always going to fit into the game, and I don't think like across the board. But I Koeman, he's a problem, but not in a good way. Doesn't do it for me. That's just my opinion, but it leaves the door open for us to potentially steal this at the end.
Go on then.
I've got one that's sitting here. She can play as a winger, but I would prefer her centrally, and that bugs me a little bit. I don't know if I want to sell that messaging because you need the passing, you need the being able to whip the ball in and do those types of things. I even looked at a couple of the fullbacks. I'm really talking my way. I'm doing a U right now. I've got long-winded stuff. A couple of the fullbacks, if you went the routes of like a Karkawi or a Frimpong or something, who I think can both technically play as a winger, they got a lot to offer. They got a lot to offer in those positions.
Ooh, he's flapping, ladies and gentlemen.
He
doesn't trust his own judgment. So that's why you can't trust his judgment either.
Okay.
And you need to vote Andy down in the comment section.
All right, I know where I'm going. Team of the Season live item as well. It's already been upgraded. That might be a little bit of a preview. I think Doku is another one of those guys. I love having him, and I hate going up against him. One of the quickest turning players, without a doubt. So I'll close out Doku, and I'll also take Doku all day, any day, over the likes of Koeman.
No.
Downplaying Koeman all day. I mean, Koeman's a lot cheaper. I don't know what his price tag is at the moment, but I know that he's much cheaper than what you're going to pay for Doku. You're going to pay the premium city tax. Yeah, $530 for Koeman. He's not worth it.
I haven't actually used the Team of the Season docu to comment on it properly. I've used the Future Stars one.
And?
He's all right. Do you know what he has? He has Paolo Futre syndrome.
Oh, you don't like Paolo?
No, Dembele has Paolo Futre syndrome, but I feel like he's so good until you have to shoot.
This is the item that shifted on that. I hear you, though. That would be the case, but this is the item that gets him over the hump. Okay. Also, the playstyle shift. He has Power Shot, which is lovely for cancellation, or if you're good with the power shots. Then you have Whip Pass and you have Rapid, right? So those are your 3 pluses, and then you can add in a few additional regular play styles. But that's what I was kind of almost making the argument for Dembele as well. This is the item that I believe shifts him from being or having that maybe asterisk next to his name with some of the finishing.
Do you want me to take some players from my bench that would have been better than Doku?
Oh, okay. Let me actually, you know what? Why don't you give us a few names that we didn't discuss? Comment section, let us know who's done better here. You've got our selections for the cheap. You've got our unlimited budget. We probably left off some names, and those are the names we're going to go over now. So who did you leave off that you believe we can pop them up quick fire?
Team of the Year, Sophia Smith.
Yeah.
Team of the Year, Putellas.
Wow. That's a bad miss from us. How did we miss that?
So I didn't want to include her because I've only ever used that on loan in like any sports tournament thing where I got absolutely clowned. So
that's a terrible miss from us.
But watching the pros use her,
yeah, she should have been a sure thing for us.
I can't pick players that I haven't tried myself. You know, that's just a line that I'm sure me and the comment section aren't willing to cross when we do the vote.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
And then I had Team of the Year Ham before you told me that you're not allowed to use icons.
Ham's amazing. Who else? Anybody else?
Basha.
Good choice.
Just good old Selma. Diani was good, and then I used their Team of the Season in Squad of the Showdown today against Bateson. Didn't feel that good.
I'm looking at my list as well. I had Di Maria, but that might be, you know, for some really works, for others maybe not so much. I've always liked kind of Di Maria's movement with the skills. Always felt very authentic. Timo Werner obviously didn't go drafted. We kind of teased it. I mean, do what you want. Even Diaz maybe could have been
Luis Diaz.
Yeah, could have been a conversation piece. I've always felt that he's a little overrated in FIFA or in FC.
Sure.
But
St. Maximan's Team of the Season is broken as well. I've used him.
That's also a good shout.
There's a lot, to be fair. I feel like left wing has a lot more options than right wing, frustratingly.
That's the story every year. That one hasn't changed. Yeah, St. Max is a good shout if you wanted to go with somebody maybe better value. We'll see for how long. Because I don't know if you feel like this, but as new players are introduced, sometimes players that were lower rated or came out earlier, I actually feel they get a reduction. Not all of them, not every single player, but sometimes it feels as if the new players aren't just better, but the older players got some sort of, hey, there's a new model here, so we're just going to downgrade you. Kind of what we always say Apple does with
I see what you're saying. Like the iPhones.
Yep. In theory, your iPhone 12 should work fantastic right now, but at some point when we get to, I think we're at the 15, when we get to the 16, maybe that 12 is not working the same.
The Relentless has run out.
There you go. Speaking of run out, those are our final 10. I'm looking forward to the comment section. I can't believe we left off Pateas. Thank you so much for coming on. I will link all of Andy's everything down below, but I'm sure you've seen plenty of his YouTube content or his live streams.
Vote Andy.
Vote Andy. Do you have it on a piece of paper? This is what
I was writing it down. Vote Andy.
That's what I imagined.
Let me get my other whiteboard.
Yeah, actually, man, I don't even have a whiteboard. I don't think on me.
I've got my 2 messages. It says vote Andy, screw Mick.
That's fine. I don't like Mick either, so that's fine. That works. That works for both of us. Well, again, I appreciate having you on. Comment section, don't let us down. I hope that we did not leave off another big name. Wow.